Now coming to the today's session. Now in the last session, we discussed like what is a class. Now in Java, what is the meaning of a class? Class is nothing but collection of methods and variables. Right? Class is nothing but collection of methods and variables. So we created a class in the last class. Now, what is the class name in the last class? Our class name is hello program. Hello program. So when you are writing a class name, what is the naming convention? The naming convention is it should begins with uppercase. It should begins with uppercase, and every internal word is beginning with uppercase. Every internal word is beginning with uppercase. Right. So in this class, we written some variables. We written some methods. What are the variables here? A is a variable. B is a variable. Int A equal to 10, int B equal to 20. So here A and B are called as a variables. Now, what are the methods in our last class? We created a methods M1, M2, M3. Now you can write any method names on your wish. For example, I written like M1, M2, M3, like a method 1, method 2, method 3. So it is a method 1 beginning, it is a method 1 closing, it is opening bracket and closing bracket. So inside that you can write a number of statements. And inside that you can write a number of statements. What is the definition for the method? What we discussed? A number of statements grouped into a single logical unit. Number of statements grouped into a single unit is called as a method. Only one time you need to define the method. Only one time you need to define the method. In future, any number of times you can call the method. In future, any number of times you can call the method. So mainly the methods are for reusability. Now, reusability means only one time creating and multiple times you can reuse the particular methods. Today, roughly, we created the method definition with some print commands. In future, we are going to write a programs inside the methods. In future, we need to write some programs inside the methods. Okay, so what is the first method definition in the last class? Like I want to print, it is first method. Just I want to print some ABC. Here I want to print like it is second method, some PQR. Here I'm printing like it is third method, some XYZ. Just I want to print a multiple statements inside each and every method. But when you are executing the program, always the execution begins with main method. Always execution starts with main method. Okay. So if I run the program, so what is the output? As per our last class, if I execute the program, so it will not execute all these things. Always the execution begins with main method only. Whatever the content in the main method, only that content will be displayed in the console. See, observe my console. Presently nothing in my console. So just I'm executing the program. So the execution starts with the main method. It will print only the high. Now today we are going to see how to call your methods M1, M2, M3 methods from your main method. How to call the methods and how to call the variables. That is the today's class. See, you can see the output. If I run the program, what is the output in the console? You can see only high. You can't see any other things. See, now today I want to call M1, M2, M3 from your main method. See, for that we need to create object. We need to create a object to the class inside the main method. So what is our class name? Now, what is our class name here? Our class name is hello program. Right, Amma? Any doubt? All right. See, our class name is hello program. Just I copied the class name. Here you need to paste it. paste it, copy and paste the class name. So for this class name, you can give any object name, your wish. You can give any object name, your wish. For example, what is the object name I given? I given the object name is some X. I given the object name is X. And here, this new is called as a object data type. What is this new? It is called as a object data type. Data type. See, previously in Hello program, we created some variables A and B. So while creating the variables A and B, what is the data type we created? The data type is integer. Data type means what type of data you can store here. And what is the meaning of data type? Data type means what type of data you can store. What type of data you can store. That is called as a data type. So previously we given integer. Integer means it is a data type for your variables. It is a data type for the variable. But what is the data type for the object? It is called as a object data type. Only the new, NEW, new. New is called as a object data type. Object data type. So you must mention new while creating the object. So again, you need to repeat your class name. What is our class name? Again, you need to repeat your class name, hello program. Actually, this is called as a constructor. This last part, this is called as a constructor. But after 2-3 days, I'll explain about the constructor. In the beginning days, if I explain the constructor, you'll get confused. So today you can understand like while creation of the object, two times you need to mention your class name. Initially, you need to write the class name. At the ending also, you need to write a class name. Like that, today you can understand. So after 2-3 days, I'll explain what is a constructor and why you need to write the class name at the ending. Why you need to write the class name at the ending with the brackets. So what is this constructor? We are going to discuss after 2 days. So for today, so you can understand like while object creation, so you need to write your class name, space, the object name, any object name, your wish. It may be X, it may be Y, it may be Z, that is up to you. And it is object data type. The new is called as a object data type. So some people are also call it as a reference data type. Object data type or reference data type. Again, you need to repeat your class name with the brackets. Now, based on this object name, we can call the methods. For example, what is our method names? Our method names are M1, M2, M3. You can call any method, your vision. That is up to you. If you want to call M1, you can call M1. If you want to call M2, you can call M2. If you want to call M3, you can call your M3. For example, I'm going to call only M2. M2 means this particular method will be executing, this particular code will be executing. So if I run the program, can you guess what will be the output? Always the execution starts with main method only. Inside the main method, we have hi. So first it will print the hi. After the hi, it will call M2. In M2, how many statements? In M2, you can see 2 statements. This particular 2 statements will be printed in the bottom. See, just I'm executing the program, observe the execution. See here, if I run the program, observe the output. First, it is printing hi. After the hi, we are calling M2 method. So in the M2 method, how many print commands are? There are 2 print commands. It is second method, and you can see like PQ. Whatever the method you want to call, you can call the method based on the object name. Without object creation, you cannot call the methods. Initially, you need to create an object. You need to create a reference. So based on this reference only, you can call your methods. For example, I want to call like M1 and M2. So I want to call M1. After calling the M1, I want to call M2. Your wish, any order, whatever the order you want to call, you can call. So if I run the program, so what's happening? So So initially it will print the hi. After the hi, it is calling M1 method. In the M1, how many print commands? In M1, there are two print commands. It is first method, some ABC. It is the execution of M2. So after M1 and M2, I want to call M3 also. X dot M3. So like that, whatever the methods you want to execute, you can execute your methods in your own order. In your own order. So it is not a rule like you need to call M1, M2, M3. Whatever the order you want to execute, you can execute. See here, you can see it is the output for M1, output for M2, it is the output for M3. And I want to call the variables also. In the program, what are the variables we created in the last class? We created A is a variable, B is a variable. So inside your main method, if you want to access the variables, what is the shortcut for print command? Sysout, sys out, sysout, control space, control space. Sysout control space means it will give the system.out.println. Directly, if I write a, the variable a, it will not accept. And directly, if I write a, it will not accept. It will raise error. So if you want to access the methods or if you want to access the variables, the object is mandatory. Without object, you cannot call the methods. You cannot call the variables. So directly, if you write a, it will not accept. You need to write x dot a. You need to write x dot a. Object name dot the variable name. So I want to call the second variable also. So this, what is the second variable on the top? One variable is a, another variable is b. So here I'm calling x dot b. So again, I'm executing the program. So you can see the output. Initially, the output is high. After the high, we are calling M1, M2, M3. So you can see it is the output for M1, output for M2, output for M3. After M1, M2, M3, I want to print the x dot a. X dot a means 10. X dot b, it is the 20. Now the a value is at 10, the b value is 20. Right, Amma? See here, already in the notes you written some definitions like what is a class. Class is nothing but a collection of methods and variables. Right, Amma? And you written like while you executing the program, the execution starts with main method. Always the execution is beginning with main method. So now take the continuation notes, take a small notes. From the main method, I think already you written in your notes, check it out. In the main method, if you want to call the methods and variables, we need to create a object to the class. Now check your Java notes. We written any notes about the object? Please open your Java notes.
No,
If
we
you don't,
haven't written any notes.
note it down. From your main method, if you want to access the methods or variables from your main method, if you want to access the methods or variables, we need to create an object. We need to create an object. Right, Amma? Got it? From your main method, if you want to access the methods or variables, then we need to create an object to the class. We need to create an object to the class. So what is another name for the object? Some people are calling this object as a instance or reference. Let's take the next point. Object is also called as a instance or reference. Object is also called as a instance or reference. Instance or reference. Right, Amma? Now take your own time. There is no hurry. Note down the entire program in your notes. Note down the entire program from the beginning to ending. Note down the entire program. So after you note it down, start your practice. Now already you created a package in your Eclipse, right? I mean, in the package already you created some programs, demo 1, demo 2, like that. See, now today you need to create a hello program. Now, how to create this hello program? Right click on your package, right? I mean, right click on your package, go to the new class. New class. New class is nothing but a new program, right? I mean, so like this, you need to create a new class, and you need to type the program in your system. While practicing, if you have any error, just inform me. I'll enter into your screen and I'll guide you. First of all, note down the entire program. So after you note it down only, start your practice. Now, one more thing, Amma. See here, when you are creating a method, all of you, when you are creating a method or when you are defining a method, so it is not containing any semicolon. So you can see M1, M2, M3. There is no semicolons. Why? Because it is a method definition. When you are defining the method, there is no semicolon. But when you are calling the method, when you are calling the method, the semicolon is mandatory. Compulsory, you need to write a semicolon. But at the time of defining the methods, you should not write a semicolon here. Yes, here the issue is how many times you need to repeat your class name. You need to repeat your class name for 2 times. Okay, see here, you can see in the line number 32. See, first
Yes.
time you written a right class name, but here you are writing a wrong class name. So what is the mistake here where you written a wrong? Can you guess where is the spelling mistake? There is the class name you written wrong. Hello program. Here the P is in uppercase, but here the P is in lowercase.
Lowercase. Okay.
That's why when you are creating the object, better we need to copy paste the class names. If you copy paste your class names, you will not get this type of errors. Just make it as a uppercase. Right. Now, wait. Now there is a issue at line number 38 and yes. So here system.out.println. No need to write this system.out. So you can go with sysout control space.
No, but it's not coming sometimes.
Only first time it will just remove that 2 lines. I'll guide you again. Just remove the both lines, line 38 and 39. No, don't remove the brackets. Yeah, only the 38 and 39. Right. Sysout control space. No, sysout. No, don't try like that one. Escape button, go with the escape. In your, yeah, sys out, OUT out. Control space. Okay. X dot here.
Also, this X is capital or small? I'm getting
Yes, you
confused.
need to write a capital only. Here you are creating the X in a capital. So whatever the X you created here, the same X you need to use. Okay, ma'am? Here we are creating capital X, so you need to use the same case only.
This is out, right?
Right.
Should I
From
run now?
yes, yes, ma'am. Leave it, no problem. Okay. Just OK button. Go with the OK button.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for your help, sir.